What if I told you that somewhere in the world there's a radio broadcast so horrifying that anyone who listens to it disappears? No one knows where they go, no bodies, no traces. Only one thing remains, a recording of their screams. Tonight, we uncover the truth behind the forgotten broadcast. But be warned, if you listen too closely, you might not be here by the end of this video. It all started with a forgotten AM frequency, 74.8 FM. It wasn't listed anywhere. No radio stations claimed it. But late at night, if you tuned in just right, you'd hear something strange. A faint static at first, then whispers, voices calling out for help, and finally, the sound of a woman sobbing. One night, a group of college students decided to investigate. They ran a paranormal YouTube channel, always chasing the next big mystery. One of them, Ethan, had heard of the mysterious frequency and thought it would make the perfect video. They never uploaded anything after that night. Months later, the university's security team found a camera abandoned inside an old dorm room. The students were gone, their beds untouched, their phones still on the chargers. But the camera, it held one final recording. In the video, the students are sitting around an old radio, excited and laughing. They turn the dial. 74.8 FM, static at first, then a faint whisper. "Can you hear me? Please help me." A woman's voice distorted and filled with desperation. The students exchange nervous glances, thinking it's a prank. One of them, Sophie, speaks into the radio. "Who are you?" The response? A long silence, followed by something bone-chilling. Their own voices. Not an echo, not a delay. Their exact words, repeated back to them in real time, but in a trembling, broken voice. Then, the voice changed, deep, distorted, inhuman. "I see you." The camera glitches violently as a horrible screeching noise fills the room. The lights flicker. A shadow moves in the corner, a tall figure with no face, only a gaping mouth. The students scream, knocking over the camera. For the next 6 minutes, the only sounds are static, desperate whispers, and something wet, something dragging across the floor. Then, silence. The camera continues recording, but the room is empty. They are never seen again. Weeks later, the police recovered a cassette tape near an abandoned radio tower, a station that hadn't broadcast anything in decades. The tape contained the same horrifying recording. Some who have listened to it claim to hear their own voice whispering their name before it abruptly cuts off. Others report seeing a dark figure outside their window the same night. And some, they simply vanish. But here's the scariest part. The frequency still exists. Late at night, in the right conditions, if you tune into 74.8 FM, you might hear it. The static, the whispers, the woman crying for help. But whatever you do not respond. Because if you do, it will know you're listening. And once it knows, it will come for you next. Did you hear anything strange while listening to this story? If you did, you might not be alone. Let me know in the comments if you dare to tune in to 74.8 FM. But be careful. Some voices are not meant to be heard.